It's finally Friday. It's Friday, Friday.
Thank God it's
Welcome to the Preakness edition of the Friday Show, presented by DRF Bets. I'm Scott Jagow, along with Ray Paulick. We are trackside at Pimlico in Baltimore, Maryland, with the Preakness just a day away. And we're going to talk about the race itself, of course, Ray, but there's a lot of other stuff going on this week. One of them is a surprise announcement about the $12 million Pegasus World Cup.
When you put up a race and get 12 entrants within 2 days at $1 million apiece, it's exceptional. Just now in the Alibi Breakfast, 2 or 3 people come over wondering if they could get in, and sadly had to tell them it's already oversubscribed.
So we already have a dozen owners who have put up $1 million each for the purse of this race next January at Gulfstream Park. Are you surprised at how quickly this is all coming together?
I am. A week ago I talked to Jack Wolf of Starlight Racing, who is one of the 12 who's putting up $1 million. He said he hoped to wrap this up by the end of June. He was appointed the CEO of the Pegasus World Cup. And a week later, less than a week later actually, it's a done deal. He's got 12, and some of the names on the list surprised me. I mean, you've got Redham Racing with Nyquist, or with any horse really, it doesn't have to be Nyquist. You've got Coolmore, you've got the California Chrome group, but there's some names on the list of people who have put up $1 million. I don't know. Dan Schaefer, never heard of him.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the interesting things about this is they have the 5-pound weight allowance for not running on Lasix, and Tim Ripfo talked about how that's, you know, part of the agenda of the Stronach Group, and they want to get the ball rolling on that. What else about this race is so intriguing to people?
Well, the name I mentioned, Dan Schaefer, he doesn't own horses from what I understand. He may be buying a spot in order to sponsor a horse. You don't have to own a horse to participate in this. You just need $1 million. So he can either sell his spot or he can cut a side deal with somebody who has a horse that can compete for this $7 million first prize money in the race. So it's not unlike the World Series of Poker, where players get sponsors to buy their way in.
Well, we'll talk more about this in the coming weeks and months. Another topic this week here at Pimlico is the future of the Preakness Stakes.
We want to make sure that it, remains in the state of Maryland. It's an awesome, outstanding race. It brings a lot to the state of Maryland.
Did you notice that Belinda said Maryland and not Pimlico? What do you think that means?
I did notice that. The Stronach Group has made no secret of the fact they would like to move the Preakness to Laurel, which is where they're putting in tens of millions of dollars into capital improvements. They're working on the first and second floor now. There's going to be a new train station right by the front gate. There are big plans for Laurel. City officials in Baltimore don't like it. A study has been commissioned by the Maryland Stadium Authority. That's going to take some time to complete. So for now, the Preakness is here at Pimlico.
Yeah, and I know that the Stronach Group has dangled out some ideas for what the land could be used for here at Pimlico for alternate uses for the city of Baltimore. So this is going to be interesting to watch going forward, but enough about the future. Let's talk about the present and this year's Preakness. The 3-5 favorite is Nyquist, and his trainer couldn't be more confident.
He's won 5 Grade 1s on 5 different tracks. It rained prior to the Kentucky Derby this year. It rained prior to the Florida Derby. So he's experienced dry and wet tracks. So I think it's really just a good clean break and a good clean tripper on the first turn. And then if he's feeling it that day, I'm very optimistic.
So whether it's sloppy conditions, the inside draw, it doesn't matter to Nyquist. It certainly doesn't matter to Doug O'Neill. What do you think, Ray?
The horse is unbeaten. He beat a 20-horse field in Kentucky. He's got so much going for him. He's got the speed. He's got the confidence. I'm not going to pick against him, but I like a couple of long shots to maybe get up for second or third, and that's Lonnie, the Japanese horse that ran in the Kentucky Derby.
Crazy horse.
Huh?
Crazy horse.
Right? He's second race in this country. He's going to be more settled. And Fellowship is the other horse I like that's going to be coming from out of it. If the track really gets muddy, anything can happen.
Unfortunately, I just can't get too creative with this race because I think it comes down to Nyquist and Exaggerator. I think they are superior. It is chalk. It is chalk, but the Preakness is often chalky. Yeah. It's often the Derby horses, and in this situation, I think it's Nyquist goes to the lead at some point, and then Exaggerator tries to run him down again. And I think if it's sloppy, he might be able to do it. Even if it's dry, I think Exaggerator might be able to do it, but I think it's going to be a thrilling finish, and then possibly, if Nyquist wins, we're looking at a second consecutive bid for a Triple Crown. It should be thrilling either way.
That's right. Well, I think you're right. I think Nyquist is going to be hard to beat, and we're going to be looking at back-to-back.
All right, I'm going to pick Exaggerator, but looking forward to the race no matter what. Okay, that's going to do it for this edition of the Friday Show presented by DRF Bets. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the race, and we'll see you next time.